Welcome back, everyone. I'm Weston. This is my YouTube channel. If you're new, thanks for joining us. If you're coming back, thanks for joining us again. Today we are going to do a DSG service on my Mark 6 GTI. So let's go ahead and get into it. Might I add, I just did my wheel stud conversion. Car's still on the rack, but I figured I'd make a separate video for a separate thing. So we're going to change the DSG filter and the DSG fluid. I'm going to show you how. Let's go ahead and get started. Step one, I got the car on the rack. I popped the hood. Right down here, I'm going to show you underneath the master cylinder, that is the DSG filter. As the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and take that off and change that filter out. Let me go ahead and take the air intake off. Some people say you have to take the battery box out. I don't think it's necessary. Took the engine cover off. I took my intake off. I got it laying here because this clip doesn't want to come undone. I put a 24mm down here on the head of this and a couple extensions, and I cracked it loose. Now it's hand tight. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. Went ahead, I pulled it out. Here's the filter. It's not terribly dirty. Fluid still got like coffee brown color to it. Always replace this O-ring whenever you're in here and clean all the debris off the threads. I can see some there, and like you can see, this O-ring sits right on that seal, and that's where you're going to want to go ahead and put it on that seal, not down at the bottom but on the seal. If you get it in the wrong spot, it's not going to seal properly and it'll leak everywhere and you'll lose all your fluid. I took the filter and I went ahead and I put it in, and as you can see, the O-ring goes down on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and feed the filter housing on. It's a little difficult to get both of them in there at the same time. And I want to make sure it actually seated properly onto the seal where it seals on the transmission. So you kind of feel it pop on there, and once it pops on there, then you can put the cap on. I don't recall the exact torque off the top of my head, but around 25 Newton meters is normally a general rule of thumb, a good tightness for plastic oil filter housings. So I'll tighten this down by hand as much as I can and torque it down to 25 Newton meters is what I'm going to go with, and then we'll start draining it. Car is up in the air now. Right here is the fill and the drain hole for the DSG transmission. I'll go ahead and start draining this out, and I'll show you the little plastic piece that has to be threaded out on the inside as well. This bowl right here, to take it out, it is going to be a 14mm. Pretty tight. Coming out. My fluid doesn't look terribly dirty, but the service interval for these are every 40,000 miles is what they recommend. It's going to start coming out like this, and there is a smaller one inside of there. Off the top of my head, I think it's a 6, but I'm not 100% sure. So you have to take it out to get all the fluid out. Once this stops draining out as fast, then you can take that one out, and all the fluid's going to come out. I let her drain here for a minute until it just starts dripping. I said it was a 6. It is actually an 8mm that goes up inside of here. So you go ahead and put that up in there. Just go ahead and loosen it lightly. And then this inner plastic piece will come up. Here it comes. And you can see a lot of the fluid's coming out now. Let's go ahead and give you a look. This is the inner plastic piece. It threads up in there. And what this does is it goes up into the transmission, and it's to overflow, so anything that is higher than this level will drain out whenever you're trying to check the level on the car. So like I said, that's exactly how you fill it, is once the draining gets so full up to above this point, it starts draining back into here. Yeah, counter space, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this on the ground. This is my Schwab 3-liter multi-function fluid pump. I've used it a couple times now, but it actually comes with a bunch of adapters, one of which fit up into there, so you can go ahead and fill this nice and easy. And you kind of pump it up, and that is how you fill it up. You fill it through this little hole. Cap. Go ahead, I'm gonna grab the funnel and fill this up with 3 liters to start out with. So now the fluid's all done draining out. I mean, it's occasional drip, but it's mostly done. We're gonna go ahead and stick this plug back up in here. Tighten it down. Remember, this is a plastic plug, so just put it all the way back up in, finger tight, and then maybe give it a quarter of a turn, 1/8 of a turn. Don't put too much torque on it. So now it's tight in there. I went ahead and got my filler all set up. I again cannot stress how amazing this Schwab filler is. The adapter for it actually says DSG. There's a little O-ring on here. Plug that in, put that on there. I'm going to go ahead and pump it up. So we got all 5 liters in there, and they're all filling up in there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this valve. I'm going to go ahead and lower the car. I'm going to cycle it through the gears, make sure it gets to the proper temperature. Then we're going to go ahead and lower it back down. Take this off, let all the excess drain out of here. Some of the excess drain out of here, it's kind of tricky to tell exactly how much comes out, but I'll show you. And then go ahead and put the plug in, and you're all good and done with your DSG service, and that's all there is to it. Here we are in the car. I'm just going to go ahead and start her up. And then cycle it through the gears. We leave it run while we go ahead and do the final filling of it. So while we're draining it, we make sure it is running. If you don't, you will be low on fluid. Car is up in the air, it is running. We got the temperature right exactly where it needs to be. So now we just go ahead and take out the adapter, let it drain out all the excess until it's starting to slow stream, and then we put the plug back in. be draining out. Once the screaming stops becoming so steady, you go ahead and put the clutch back in. You can see it's slowing down. I'm gonna put it back in right about now. It's always better to be a little cold than we want to. So I'm gonna tighten that up. We'll take it for a drive, make sure it shifts your LED is fine. Should feel a little better. They always do whenever you change the fluid. And that's all it is to DSG service. One thing I did want to mention also, check that O-ring on top to make sure it's not leaking. That's the last thing you want to do is for that to leak. So while it's running, go ahead and check that O-ring, make sure there's no fluid. You might have spilled some of it whenever you're putting it in, so make sure it's not leaking, not the car's running. It's almost impossible to tell like through a video, but after you do the service, the car just feels like it's so much smoother, it shifts so much better, it pulls out better, it doesn't have that little bit of like, I don't know, it just pulls out easier and everything. Just make sure you do your service every 40,000 miles. If not, metal debris, clutch debris and stuff is going to get into all the tiny little solenoids and stuff and cause you all kind of issues. It's just so much cheaper to do $100 transmission service if you do it yourself as compared to whatever it costs for a new transmission. So there you have it. That's how you do your DSG service. Go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe. Thanks if you made it to the end of this video. I appreciate all the views. Thanks everyone, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.